Good day, everyone, and good day, doctor. My name is Axel Rizka Iskandar, and today I will present about our first assignment in the business application development. Okay, first of all, I will briefly introduce to you guys about the table of contents or what are I'm going to explain later on in the next slides. So firstly, I will tell you about the brief discussions or a short introduction about the programming languages. Secondly, I will also want to tell you about the interesting facts about the chosen five programming language. Thirdly, the screenshots of the application that using the five chosen programming language, and last but not least, what are programming language that I will use if I want to create my own application or web-based system. Okay, first of all, I have chosen five programming language because there are a lot of programming language other than this five. And first, I will explain to you about the Python. So basically, Python is the most popular programming language that I know. So Python programming language for a general purpose application. So it was invented by Guido van Rossum in 1991, and the Python Software Foundation developed it. So secondly, this is the common programming language also that we already hear about the JavaScript. So JavaScript is a programming language that conforms to the ECMAS script specification. So it was first released on the 4th of December in the 1995. So it was firstly designed by Brendan H. from Netscape. Thirdly, it's Swift. So basically, Swift is related with the Apple. So as a relatively new language, Swift was developed with the aim of clearing some obstacles on the Objective-C, and it was launched in 2014 during the Worldwide Developers Conference that organized by Apple, and it is popular to be used but not limited to Apple and Linux-based system. Fourthly is R. So R is well known to have a project that related to computing, graphics, statistics, mathematics, and it is widely available in a variety of platforms such as Mac OS, Windows, or even Unix. So it was invented by the Ross Ihaka from the New Zealand and Robert Gentleman from Canada, who are expert and passionate in statistics. So last but not least, C++. So it was founded by Brian Stroustrup. He began developing C++ in 1979 at Bell Laboratories. So this programming language was originally known as a C with objects because it was attempted to bring object-oriented capabilities along with other enhancements to C. Alright, for the next section, I will give a brief explanation about the interesting facts for the chosen five languages, and I will start by Python. So here I have noticed that Pythons follow chains comparison. So here we can know that there can be a multiple comparison at once. It is able to check multiple conditions at the same time. For the second point, Python doesn't need a compiler. So Python relies on an interpreter. Unlike other programming language, it doesn't need a compiler. So the code is stored in a .pwc file. So this file acts as a dynamic engine for Python, eliminating the need of any compiler. Secondly, I will tell you the interesting fact about the JavaScript. So here JavaScript is dynamically typed language. So here variable in JavaScript are checked at a runtime and not at compile time like in other language such as C Crash, Java, C++, and etc. So the second Interesting fact about JavaScript is about the NaN in JavaScript. So NaN stands for not a number, and it is used to indicate if a value is a legal number. So we can just simply type of NaN returns number as the result. Thirdly, I will give you also the unique fact about the C++ programming language. So C++ provides rich library support in the form of standard template library or STL, through which many functions are available that help in quickly writing code. So secondly, the uniqueness of the C++ is C++ has a lot of memory management. So there are four types of memory management in C++. First is static storage, duration of objects, thread storage, duration objects. Thirdly, automatic storage, duration objects, and last but not least, dynamic storage, duration object. So fourth, I will give you interesting fact about the R programming language. So here, R programming language is an implementation of the S programming language. So it also combines with lexical scoping semantics inspired by C. It is named partly after the first name of the first two R holders and partly as a play on the name of S. Secondly, R supports both procedural programming and object-oriented programming. So procedural programming includes the procedure, records, modules, and procedure calls, while object-oriented programming language include class, objects, and generic functions. Last, I will tell you about the uniqueness of the Swift programming language. So Swift Swift is Objective C without the C. So what does this mean? Swift programming language, according to the CEO Tim Cook, allows developers to eliminate entire categories of typical programming errors that affect their code. So essentially, it cuts the clutter and aids in the programming process. Secondly, now Swift is better and more stable apps, and the developer will able to test apps more readily, allowing them to write code for complex apps more quickly. So they will even be able to create a better tested app in less time. So now I will show you what are the applications that use the chosen 5 programming languages by me. So for Python, the application or the company that use this programming language are Netflix, Spotify, and Pixar. While on the other hand, some company like Facebook, Candy Crush, and LinkedIn choose JavaScript. Meanwhile, there are some companies also that use C++ programming language, such as Adobe, Mozilla Firefox, and Winamp Media Player. And the company who use Swift, which is common for Apple, is are Accenture, Slack, and Life is Strange, which is a game. Last but not least, Microsoft, Amazon, and Bank of America choose R as their programming language. For the last discussions, I will tell you what is the programming language that I will choose if I have a chance to build my application or a web-based system. So in this case, I will choose JavaScript as my programming language, and I will later explain to you why I choose this JavaScript as my language to build my own application or web-based system. Okay, so the reason why I chose JavaScript as my programming language is because firstly, I have an idea to build my online shop, because at that time there was a pandemic situation, and because of mostly of the Malaysian people religion are Muslim, so there are strict rules from the government to enter the mosque that the people or the Muslims are required to bring their own prayer mat. So I have an idea to have my online shop to sell the private or personal prayer mat. So my friend advised me to build my own web-based system in the application or in a website so people can easily access. So from this, I discover and I identify that JavaScript is suitable for me to develop my own business application because I have identified some essential aspects or features that JavaScript offer, such as JavaScript show or hide more information with the click of a button, and also it provides the changing of the color of the button when the mouse hovers over it. And thirdly, slide through the carousels of image on the home page. Fourth, zooming in or zooming out an image easily. And also JavaScript can display a timer or countdown on a website. Also, it can play audio and a video in a web page, so it can attract the customer with our new brand or our new stuff, hot stuff, and the sale, anything. And also it can display animation to make our page more interesting. And last but not least, using a drop down hamburger menu. So this is there are those are the reason why I chose JavaScript among the other four programming language. Thank you very much.